Here's the animal related news for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014. We're going to start with local news. The Montreal SPCA wants your help to try and find someone who shot a cat in the leg with a pellet gun. This happened last week on Saint Laurent Boulevard. Then we have a first in Canadian court history. In Calgary, a trauma dog appears at a sex assault trial. Then in the US, we have a severely matted dog that was found in a buffalo home. In Germany, we have a singing dog that makes traffic tolerable. There's a new invention, which is a dog collar that has a two-way communication device so that you can talk and hear what your dog is doing. The Clark County Humane Society helped rescue 28 dogs from a central Wisconsin puppy mill on Monday. In Southern California, a mall Santa turned down an autistic girl who had a pit bull service dog. The Montreal SPCA is asking for the public's help in finding the person who shot a BB gun pellet into a young adult cat's leg last week. The injury is so severe that the cat will have to have one of her hind legs amputated. The SPCA says Maggie was found on Saint Laurent, somewhere between Émilie Boulanger Street and Poirier Boulevard, and was brought to the organization's shelter as a stray on November 19th, suffering from an obvious limp. She had no identification, and the SPCA hasn't managed to track down her owner. Maggie will remain in the organization's care until she is ready to put up for adoption. If anyone with information that could lead to the arrest of the person who fired the shot is being urged to contact the SPCA at 514-735-2711, extension 2230, or by email at inspection@spca.com. Calgary trauma dog appears at a sex assault trial. As two child witnesses relive some of their most horrific memories in a Calgary courtroom this week, there will be a special four-legged support worker. Hawk, one of the first ever therapy dogs to sit in a Canadian courtroom, was there to reassure a 7-year-old girl who took the stand on Tuesday, instinctively knowing when a head on the lap or a snuggle was needed. Hawk, who is a 4-year-old lab and 76 pounds, has been working as a therapy dog with the Calgary Police for 1 year. He even has a badge. For Calgary Police Officer Sergeant Brent Hutt, Huck possesses a number of important qualities that help reduce victims' anxiety. He is extremely low energy. He loves people, said Hutt. People can be crying and screaming, or in some cases getting relatively aggressive with him when they're petting him. It won't faze him. To date, Hawk has worked with sexual assault victims and those who have lost loved ones in traffic accidents and homicide cases, including the family of the 5 young people stabbed to death at a Calgary house party last April. This week has marked one of the first times a therapy dog played a support role in a Canadian courtroom. It's a huge and fantastic step for the dog and Calgary police, said Hutt. Singing dog makes even traffic tolerable. German Walter Ledermueller and his partner Emanuel have achieved internet fame by recording themselves singing in the car with Junior their dog. I'm giving up on you. It doesn't always take much to become famous on the internet. There's a dog collar that lets humans train men's best friend from anywhere. Now you can keep an eye on your pup and even bark commands to him from afar thanks to Woof, a new two-way communication smart dog collar, the latest and most comprehensive in a growing breed of connected pet trackers. Woof stands out from the pack because of one very smart feature: two-way audio. The mutual communication magic happens using a companion app and a microphone speaker combo embedded in the rugged collar. You'll receive alerts on a companion app from Woof whenever your dog is barking a lot, crying, whining, growling, or whimpering unexpectedly. And because it would be torture to listen to all of that drooly doggy talk from far away without being able to respond, the app now also lets you squawk back. Now, this sure sounds like a cool little toy that I would enjoy using. It all depends if you have the ability to listen to your dogs from work. Not everybody has that luxury, but it's definitely cruelty free. There's no electric shock, there's no static shock, and there's no after smell such as this Trinella colors. And it definitely has a good advantage. Now, for this gadget, or should I say training tool to work, you'll definitely need a cell phone with internet access on it. Otherwise, you won't be hearing anything. The Clark County Humane Society helped rescue 28 dogs from a central Wisconsin puppy mill on Monday. Despite years of living in tiny wired cages, the dog rescued on Monday by the Clark County Humane Society are actually energetic balls of white, brown, and black fluff ready for fun and love. The breeder, who lives near the southern end of Clark County, surrendered the dogs on the condition that he would not be identified, said Sherry Wegner, CCHS Director of Administrative Services. Since the passage of Act 90 in 2011, dog breeders must be licensed by the state and provide documentation that the animals are cared for humanely, Wegner said. This breeder decided to get out of the business, Wegner said, adding CCHS was alerted by state officials on Friday that a breeding facility was not in compliance and that the dogs might be surrendered. With the shelter currently at capacity, staff members began to make plans during the weekend, setting up additional spare kennels in 3 heated rooms in the facility to care for more than 28 dogs, Tesmer said. The dogs in question are all small breed dogs weighing about 20 pounds at the most, she said. The dogs are mixed breeds of Poodle, Bichon Frise, Shih Tzu, and Havanese, which are non-shedding breeds. One of the dogs is very pregnant, and we think another one is also pregnant, Tesmer said. A foster home will care for a pregnant dog after the puppies are born, she said. All of the dogs are adults and between 2 and 4 years old. As puppy mill dogs, they all have some baggage, like being a bit timid or shy. Anyone who wants to adopt needs to be prepared for that, said Wegner, adding that all of these issues are surmountable with time, love, and patience. Now that's an SPCA or a humane society that cares. They actually make a makeshift kennel over the weekend to be able to take care of these dogs on a Monday. Usually what happens in Montreal is you're told on a Friday we have no room. On Monday you're told we have no room. On the following Monday you're told no room, and so on and so on. So I'm actually impressed that this SPCA, or should I say Humane Society in the US, actually took the effort to make room without killing anything. A Santa Claus in a Southern California mall was given a lump of coal and a pink slip after allegedly turning away an autistic girl because he was afraid of her pit bull service dog. ABCD Santos and her service dog Pupcake apparently were told there would be no more sitting on Santa's lap for pictures because of the dog. Santa also apparently told the girl, "Those dogs eat people." When told the laws about service dogs, the Grinch suddenly claimed he was allergic. The mother said her daughter wanted to ask Santa what he wanted for Christmas so she could make it for him. The Nowhere programs, which provides photos with Santa in shopping centers across the country, apologized in a Facebook post. The family released a statement that said the issue was resolved and that Santa and his elves were fired. A severely matted dog was found in a Buffalo home. A Buffalo couple is facing animal cruelty charges after SPCA officers found a severely matted dog in the basement of their home. The SPCA was called to Milford Avenue on Monday morning by Buffalo police. They were responding to an unrelated call at the home that there was a dead dog in the basement. SPCA NYS Peace Officer Jessica Coughlin responded and discovered a large ball of fur she couldn't identify. "I didn't know what I was looking at," says Coughlin in a release statement. "I thought it was simply a ball of fur. There was no movement. I couldn't tell if it was an animal, and if so, what kind of animal it was. I couldn't tell one end from another. I couldn't tell if whatever the animal was alive or dead." Coughlin soon realized that the ball of fur was a severely matted dog that was unable to move, but was still breathing. The dog was rushed to the SPCA and examined by a vet. Because of the large amount of fur, the vet tech had trouble examining the dog, but did hear a heartbeat. The dog, now named Dory, weighed 11 pounds. When the SPCA shaved the matted fur off Dory, she weighed 7 pounds. In addition to being underweight, suffering from ear infections, and damaged eyes, officials say Dory also had a twine wrapped around her hind leg, working its way into the bone and starting to crush her toes. The couple, Ronald and Shelley Breer, have each been charged with 1 count of animal cruelty. They are scheduled to appear in Buffalo City Court December 18th. Dory has been surrendered to the SPCA by her owners and remains in the care of the SPCA.